One guy is living his best life, and the other is just calmly making eye contact with the camera like he's in a music video. Some glass-bottom bridges have a fun little feature where the floor pretends to shatter beneath you, and nobody on Earth is ever ready for it.
Yes! Wow!
The drop is 206 feet, which sounds manageable, right up until you're actually looking down at it. The food must be really good if a wave the size of a house doesn't even make you put down your fork. He showed up to the Orlando slingshot like it was his birthday, and she showed up like she was being punished for something. Nobody told them the drop was just the opening act. She went from 0 to hanging over a massive waterfall in about 3 seconds, and somehow ended up looking more relaxed than most people do on a couch. These two turned a perfectly normal water slide into a personal physics experiment, and the results are still pending. That smile lasted exactly as long as it took to look straight down from 300 feet. Nobody warned them that the Scenic River Tour came with a surprise cave section. That sled was not slowing down for anyone, and at some point, you just accept the ride.
Oh, Boże.
Somewhere between the top of that slide and the bottom of the pool, she forgot which part was supposed to be graceful. The fish were cute, but the second those sharks rolled in, every single person in that room forgot they were indoors. "20 riders went in right side up and came out questioning every decision they've ever made. She asked for the surprise option like she'd done this 100 times, and then spent the next 5 seconds learning exactly why that was a mistake. She walked up to that swing looking nervous, got strapped in anyway, and came back a completely different person. Nighttime, a chest cam, and a roller coaster that drops you so hard your stomach ends up 3 seconds behind the rest of your body.
Oh my gosh, yes! Oh! Let's go!
The first guy nailed it, and the second guy technically also made it to the bottom. That yellow helmet hit the bottom of that net so hard you could feel the impact from the other side of the screen. Somewhere in Bangkok, a zebra-striped truck just pulled up and 8 lions collectively lost their minds. Fell from the top of an amusement park ride like a rag doll while 3 guys up top filmed it like it was a cooking tutorial. That guy was mid-conversation when an entire roller coaster flipped upside down about 6 feet above his head, and somehow the call still seemed more important. The operator spent about 4 seconds convincing those 2 guys they were about to die unrestrained, and his smile after told you this was absolutely not his first victim.
Got him.
That slow climb up gives you just enough time to appreciate the scenery, before the ride reminds you why you should have left your phone in the locker. The attendant walking past like nothing happened is honestly the most impressive part of this whole thing. People walking past that ride like it's a flower display is something I will never understand. Most people would need a change of clothes after that, but this guy just found his new favorite seat. The quads and scooters in the back are giving it everything they've got, and the horses haven't even broken a sweat. The operator asked him to pick a number, and somehow that made it so much worse.
7, 8, 4, 1.
That's not it.
That second guy is hanging over a waterfall on a rope ladder and somehow having the time of his life. Leave it to Disney guests to get stuck on a roller coaster and still act like it's the best part of their day.
Employees had to evacuate riders from the ride.
This man brought a cup of water on a kamikaze ride just to prove a point, and honestly, he proved several. Two people jumped off a mountain and somehow that was the responsible, planned option. 4 people willingly climbed into a giant tractor tire in the middle of a desert, and shockingly, it did not go as planned.
Oh, dude, that is so bad. Oh. That was the best one. Was it? Yeah, I think so. Slow road.
Chris showed up to a forest in a helmet with an X on it, and somehow that was the most normal part of his afternoon. That smile did not move a single muscle the entire time, no matter which way gravity was pointing his face. Two giant mountain statues slowly lean in for a hug, and somehow the tourists strapped to their arms are having the time of their lives. Going up, she was screaming like it was the end of the world, and coming back down, she was giving it a thumbs up like she planned the whole thing.
That was scary, boy. I don't know.
The Crocs somehow stayed on through the whole thing, which might be the most impressive part. Nothing prepares you for the moment your legs realize there is absolutely nothing underneath them. She went down that slide with the confidence of someone who has absolutely done this before, and the foam pit swallowed her whole like it was waiting for her. White sneakers on a wet metal rung, hundreds of feet above a gorge, next to a waterfall, is a completely normal Tuesday, for some people apparently. The ride operator had one job, and somehow he accidentally gave this woman the full premium experience for free. Three divers just watched a sand tiger shark swim straight at them with its mouth wide open and collectively decided that was totally fine. Two strangers passing a few inches apart over a river, and one of them is already having the best day of his entire life. That smile on his face says this is the best job he has ever had in his entire life. Every single one of these kids discovered that gravity is optional. The moment the Gravitron hit full speed, someone looked at a factory robot arm, pointed at the water below it, and said, yeah, people will absolutely pay for this. Somewhere between pure skill and a complete disregard for self-preservation, this man is casually shuffling along a crack in a cliff with nothing but a few thousand feet of fresh air below him. Nobody told these guys that bumper cars were just for kids, so they showed up in full armor and turned the whole thing into a medieval war crime. That person casually hanging off the support beam is either a very dedicated ride attendant or someone who took the wrong shortcut to the snack bar. A theme park PA system announced closing time while an entire ride full of people was still hanging upside down, and nobody up there was listening.
Update. They're still up there. It's been about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more, and they've just been hanging up there this whole time.
The rope is being cut on purpose, and this guy is still smiling like he just ordered his favorite meal.
Oh.
Two best friends, same ride, completely different experiences, and somehow this always happens. The kind of guy who looks straight down into a valley from 2,000 feet up and describes it as a little bit.
Just the last little bit right here. Almost there.
That one guy who trained all week for a backflip and forgot that water slides already have a landing plan. That wave hit with absolutely zero mercy, and somehow that just made it the best part of their whole trip. That countdown must hit different when you're standing on the edge of a canyon with nothing but a rubber band keeping you from the river. Someone decided the best time to cut a rope is right when the guy on the other end of it is least expecting it.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Somewhere in this park, there's a gentle carousel spinning quietly, and then there's whatever this machine is. She came to do a bungee jump and somehow left with a hair treatment too.
Whoa.
The tunnel part looks terrifying, but then the sky opens up, and suddenly it feels like the slide is showing off. Nothing says magical fantasy adventure like a giant wooden troll, a smoke machine that definitely wasn't part of the plan, and the calmest evacuation announcement you've ever heard in your life.
Immediately by exiting the way you came in. The team are on hand to assist. We apologize.
The guy on the right came to ride a roller coaster, and the guy in the middle came to genuinely reconsider every decision that led him to this moment. Jumping into complete darkness takes a certain kind of courage, and this guy had just enough of it to do it twice.
Start you here. I'm going to count you down from 5, 4, 3.
Two girls walked into that elevator thinking it was a ride, and it turns out it very much is. At some point during the drop, every single person on that ride made peace with being completely soaked, and there was nothing they could do about it. That scream at the top was just a warm-up for whatever sound came out at the bottom. Somewhere between the flying car, the monster scorpion, and a full backwards drop, these two probably stopped asking what comes next and just accepted their fate. Somewhere on his bucket list, this guy had "get close to a great white," and apparently he meant it literally. The back row of a coaster that launches to 60 miles per hour, lets your legs dangle, and dunks you near the water is either the best idea SeaWorld ever had or the worst place to wear open-toed shoes. The duck ride claimed its first victim of the day, and it wasn't even going that fast. A roller coaster that sends you up, drops you down, spins you through a tunnel, then goes, "Actually, let's do that again," but backwards is either pure genius or the work of someone who really hates roller coaster enthusiasts. Calling for her mum before they even dropped is the most honest thing anyone has ever done on a giant swing.
Countdown?
Hey, sorry, can you please look down there for me? Can you look down for me?
The guy on the end went from screaming for his life to giving a thumbs up mid-air like he's reviewing the experience in real time. The little ta-da before throwing himself off a skyscraper is genuinely the bravest and most unhinged thing I've seen all week. That shark didn't even get to finish its jump before one of those kids was already 3 blocks away.